What's up, Internet, and welcome to the YieldTomato channel, and to our top 10 games of 2015 video. I'm going to try and keep this fairly brief. As you can all imagine, this is just my opinion. Everybody's going to have a different list when it comes to the top 10 games of the year. It was a fantastic year for gaming, and there are tons of games that did not show up on this list, but are totally worth looking at. And I have not gotten to play all the games this year, of course, so this is just based off of what I have played. So, without further delay, I'm going to start off with some honorable mentions, and then we're going to get into the meat of the list.
Truly we are blessed! Never were there more dependable companions! Dragon Quest heroes! The world tree's woe and the blight below!
Only your choices determine who will survive.
You can't have her!
Oh, God.
Fallout 3 was a great game, and Fallout 4 takes it up a notch. VATS is back, but many other things have changed. Lots of customization with your character's armor and weapons, build a house for yourself and multiple towns from the scrap you find throughout the wasteland, and power armor now feels, well, powerful. The game may have been higher on this list if it wasn't for the very limited fuel supply for the power armor and the literal need to build and manage settlements. Just Cause 3 improves on basically everything Just Cause 2 had. You had an awesome grappling hook and a parachute, now you have multiple grappling hooks and a wingsuit. You had great explosions and cool weapons, now you have better explosions and uniquely upgradable items. If you like a game about dealing as much property damage as possible, then get this one. And a therapist. Remote thruster bombs. Enough said. Following up the very successful reboot to quite an old franchise, we again see Lara Croft entering the wilderness, and it is glorious. I wasn't sure if the sequel would be as good as the initial reboot, and so far I'm rather pleased. Feeling like a natural continuation and progression of the character, making this a great entry in a series I'm hoping continues to have success. Take Dead Island, inject some Mirror's Edge, sprinkle a little bit of Dead Rising, and Dying Light is born. A first-person zombie-killing parkour RPG. That is what Dying Light consists of, and it works rather well. Light RPG elements for upgrading your abilities, defense, and weapons, and rather fluid free-running combat system makes traveling the city and fighting zombies quite the treat. Except at night. Things get crazy at night. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate is hands down the most welcoming entry in the series for new players. I would know. I had a few issues and troubles with Monster Hunter Tri. With new features like enemy lock-on and monster mounting, for fighting, not riding, an interesting story, and tons of monsters to kill and equipment to craft, you will easily find yourself spending countless hours with this game. The Witcher series has been doing the mature-rated fantasy since its first entry in 2007, and choice has been an incredibly strong element. All your decisions affect how characters act towards you, therefore influencing the game's events and options. Lots of interesting magic, great lore, satisfying and challenging combat. There is much to do in this incredibly massive game. You will likely lose yourself in it for quite some time.
Mark of the Shepherd.
It has been kind of hit or miss with me for the Tales series. The gameplay is good with a few control inconsistencies here and there, nothing major, and they are very story heavy, which I like in an RPG, but there's usually a character in the group I just plain don't like. Zestiria has managed to bring together a full cast of almost universally likable characters, which makes for a far more enjoyable experience than previous entries. Xenoblade Chronicles X may have had a mediocre sci-fi story, some unbalanced audio, and lacked a fair bit of explanation, but once you get a handle on the controls, it is one of the best RPGs money can buy this year. Taking a MMO formula and implementing it in a single-player experience is something you don't see often, but like Final Fantasy XII on the PS2, it has been done to a masterful degree. It's unfortunate that so many people will miss out on this game because the Wii U doesn't have any good games. I am absolute garbage at the Souls games, and this game is classic hard, but absolutely fair and therefore incredibly satisfying. It's hard to put into words just how good it feels to defeat the bosses in this game. The satisfaction is almost overwhelming. Super tight controls, fantastic world design and layout, and lore that is not given to you through dialogue, but is told through your item details. This is a game worth your time. I have been a big fan of the Metal Gear series for a while, and Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain falls a bit short on the story side, with a few exceptions. But in terms of gameplay functionality, this is by far the best entry in the series. Slick controls with a wide variety of components and gadgets, open approach missions that let you tackle the objective in a number of different ways, and bonus objectives for getting additional items, upgrades, and comrades, adding tons of replayability. I have put the most time into this game out of any other this year, and for these reasons, I'm calling this my Game of the Year for 2015.